can see one intact. So we were talking about the so-called Herodian type lamps, which are made on a wheel. So I don't want to take it out and I don't want to touch it, but here you can see one intact. We usually find only the, I'll take it out. We usually find only the nozzle or like small fragments because you tend to break them with a pickaxe for some reason. But so this is what it looks like when it's complete. It's seems to be one of the earlier ones. So this is mainly 1st century, and it was found beneath the floor, the plaster floor of the monastery inside, where Ido is descending to the foundations of the walls. We're trying to get a date for this wall. So this is getting important, and as you heard at the end of last week, there's a water system also suddenly appearing beneath their legs, which is very exciting. So we'll see what comes out there. So we'll pass it in the box, okay, just this way. So this is the first thing. The second thing Ido will present, or...
Okay, so the second found, can you guess what it is? Made out of pottery. You can see here the angle. It's a brick. A Roman brick of the legend. And how I can be so sure? Because it's stamped. You see the stamp here? It's broken, but I can read the last 2 letters, R and E. You can see the legs of the R and E. You can see it. And the inscription is L X Fret. Legend X, like tens, Fretensis. And we know these bricks from the 1st and 2nd centuries AD. After the Roman legend conquered Jerusalem, it was, time of peace. And what soldiers do in times of peace? Construction. Yeah, they hate it, but they need to do it. And most of the construction, they have their own pottery workshops. And some scholars say that in order to save the monopoly, that they won't sell it to private people, it will stay only to building of the army, like governmental buildings. They were stamped to keep it like governmental. And in Jerusalem we found lots of these stamped bricks, but I think in the southern Kotel they are more rare. Like a little bit, like in the western Kotel they are more common. In, of course, Binyanei Hauma, like 3-4 kilometers west of here was a workshop. We found them in tons. But here it's a good surprise to find them.
I'll add something small to what Ido said. There's a big debate on the location of the camp of the 10th Legion. We know that the 10th Legion was encamped in Jerusalem from the year 70 for hundreds of years, but where exactly? So Josephus tells us at the end of the revolt that the camp is situated in the upper city where the citadel is, where we'll be next week or the week after in a field tour. That's in the Jaffa Gate, but we're not sure if the permanent camp that remained here for hundreds of years until the 3rd century was in the same location. Eilat Mazal believed it was on the Temple Mount because in the area of the Robinson Arch were found different structures with lots of building materials of the 10th Legion. There was some sort of a bakery and a bath of the 2nd century. She believed that's the edge of the Roman legion's camp, so it was behind us. But most scholars believe it was in the upper city of Jerusalem, and in the different excavations in this area, in Eilat's excavations, here and there were found such bricks or roof tiles stamped by a stamp of the 10th Legion. Does this mean that this, by definition, belonged to a building of the 10th Legion? We're not sure, because it was probably distributed all around, but it's part of the debate. So that's an interesting find, and this was also found beneath the floor of the monastery. where you saw Ido presented last week the teeth of the
pig, pork.
Yeah. And
the
the
oil
discus lamp, so
from the second
starting
century.
to find like 2nd century material coming beneath the floor, so that would be interesting.